fantastic. That's
Wow,
awesome. Thanks. Yeah.
that's
Um,
cool.
Italian food's definitely back up into my top three. It fell out for a while, but gosh, now I remember why it was in my top three. The pasta and the pizza is just amazing food.
That's
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah. There's a lot of fun things.
Did your
All
son
right.
win his water polo?
No, they got smashed.
Aw.
Yeah, well, because they just took whoever wanted to go, a lot of the varsity kids had gone 2 years ago. And so they opted not to go. So they went this year with a bunch of freshmen and sophomores. And so yeah, they got worked pretty good. They lost to some 12-year-olds too. Because they're all big kids out there. And I've been told that's Croatia's where water polo is kind of where it originated. So they play from a young age, and they're really good. So yeah, it was a good experience though. All right. So let's jump into this. It's been a minute, I guess only a week, but before we kick off, is there anything that we want to cover? Does anyone have any questions or anything before we jump in? Does anyone feeling bold? Anyone wants to test out? I haven't gotten any DMs, I don't believe. So I guess that's probably a no. But just remember, if you guys are ready, ALMSS, and you're ready to test out, Andrew's the first person on the bench, ready to go. So if there's others when you're ready, just shoot us a DM
Scott,
and we'll.
I think I'll be ready to test out here pretty soon. I'm getting my high note bio put together today. I got all my videos done this weekend and edited and uploaded onto YouTube. So yeah,
Nice job.
and
Okay,
script wise, I
terrific.
think I'm ready to go.
I know we haven't been in launch coaching in a minute either, but I have seen Goldie has the Google Drive set up. So hopefully you guys were able to shoot some content, shoot it over to her, and she'll do her magic and help you set that up. Once all the videos are recorded, then you can upload them onto YouTube. And then from there, Michelle will go ahead and make your drip campaigns. All right. Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm good to test out of you. I'm down to go today.
Okay. All right. Terrific. Terrific. Um, well, why don't we just go ahead and jump in then? Let's see, who do we have on? Dennis, do you want to be Danny's buyer? And I'll just connect you two. We'll just kick it off like that.
Yep, I'll be the buyer.
Is that cool? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, terrific. All right, Danny, I've got Dennis on the phone and I'm gonna connecting you now.
Hi, Dennis. This is Danny, your Zillow Premier agent with Circle Real Estate. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Good morning.
Morning. So I was informed you're interested in looking at 123 Main Street here. Are you available to tour it later today?
Yeah, I'd like to. I wasn't sure if that was a possibility.
Yeah. What time works best for you today?
I'm off work at 2, so like 2:45, if that works.
2:40. Okay, yeah, that works. So what I'm gonna do after our call's done, I'm gonna reach out to the other listing agent and see if that time's available. If not, we can coordinate and see what's a better time that works for you. So do you have another day and time just in case they say no that would work?
Yeah, either like the evening, like 5:30, or tomorrow the same time.
Okay, tomorrow the same time. Got it. And are there any other homes you've been looking at online that you would also like to add to this tour or that you've been interested in?
So I like that neighborhood, but when I look at it, this is the only one that's like under 800,000.
Okay.
So if there's anything else that maybe I'm not seeing, I'm
hmm
open to it.
Okay, so you're open to any neighborhoods as long as it comes under that 800,000 price point?
No, this neighborhood, the one that the property is at, the one on Main Street.
Gotcha. Okay, so in this neighborhood, 800,000. So is there anything else that stood about this home besides the price and anything you liked about it?
Really just price. It doesn't look like it needs too much work. But just because of the neighborhood and the price point is why I'd be interested.
Okay, got it. So what I'm also going to do is pull up some similar homes that match the characteristics of this one and that price so you can compare and contrast to get a better feel for the neighborhood. Is that something you'd be fine looking over?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, great. So just to recap, I'm going to confirm the appointment with the seller agent, and I'll call you back in 5 to 10 minutes to confirm that. I'll also send you a message with all my contact information. So is this the best phone number to text you back on?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I'll send you that, and I'll also send over those other homes so you can compare them. And then we'll be able to go to our appointment if everything works out today. Do you have any final questions for me?
That's it. No, I'm good.
Okay, great. So before I let you go, Zillow is a big part of my business, and they will send you a survey within the next 24 hours confirming if we connected, and I could coordinate your appointment. It would mean a lot if you could respond with a smiley face when you receive it. So again, this is Danny Madrigal with your Zillow Premier agent and Circle Real Estate. I'll reach out real soon with all that information. Talk to you soon.
Perfect. All right. Talk to you in a bit.
Bye.
Good job. So only feedback that I would give is seller's agent, because you might get into that awkward scenario where because they don't know that you're not working with the that you're not the listing agent. So you might get in a situation where like, oh, you're not the listing agent, and then they might just get super awkward. So we always just say, I'm gonna reach out to the sellers. Sellers, they don't like that's a gray area. Sellers could be they think you're gonna just reach out to the homeowners, but you're really reaching out to the seller's agent. So I think that's the main correction that I would make in that scenario, in this call.
Good note.
Anyone else have any feedback?
I would
think
probably
you
say
left out
just
timeline or motivation also, sorry.
go ahead, Dennis.
I had just mentioned you didn't really dive into timeline. Like, was there a certain time when you're looking to move by, motivation wise? So maybe that part.
Gotcha.
Adam?
And I would say probably slow down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed at the beginning it was really quick.
Gotcha.
Yep. Well, you guys hit the three things I had. Speed. Same thing with Dennis, sellers. Don't use listing agent, just seller. And then the motivation. So let's see it. Specifically leaning on Dennis, Rachel, Sandra, Adriana, Natalie, those that are already on it in the program. Those that have their camera on, or if you don't, you can use an emoji. We got 24 people on here. How did Danny do? Did he pass? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Let me
Feels
see
like a
it. Let me
game
see
show.
it. I agree. I appreciate everyone's participation. I don't think it's enough to hold you back. The overall, stellar, man. I really like the sound too, the pitch. There's a lot of empathy, just a lot of confidence and control. So great job. Good job, Venus. Let's add them to the spreadsheet. And then others, either if this is just good practice for you or if the end goal is to jump on the team. I'm just curious, to see if we can all help out. I'm just curious, what's holding you back? Is it the videos? Is it because we're still working on some of the items that we need to? Is it ALMSS? Is it just the fear of doing it live? This is a pretty safe space. We're all trying to root for each other. Is there anything specific that stands out?
For me, I have to finish my Zillow Academies courses, and then I did like 11 out of the 13 buyer videos. So once I finish those, then I'll be ready to test out hopefully this week.
Okay. Good. I appreciate the answer. That makes sense. Is there anything
would say
specific that's holding you back from knocking out those like Zillow Flex? Because literally, I think you could go from start to finish in 2 hours.
So I was supposed to do it last week, but I got a referral for a listing, so that's kind of just whirlwind took me down. I'm like, I have the appointment today, so just been like researching options for him over the weekend and doing all that stuff. Yeah.
Makes sense. Money producing activities always take priority. So I
Yeah.
1000% agree. Are you feeling good about your appointment today?
Yeah, he's super motivated to sell. Like he wants to even sell even if he goes to renting. Like, so I'm trying to find solutions to where he can sell and buy something all cash and not have to worry about that.
Got it. Cash meaning the proceeds from the sale of the house.
Yeah, yeah.
How much cash?
He would walk away with 500,000, so 500,000. And
Why
if I could find something for like 400, he's even okay going up to like Ontario because he got a job offer there.
why is he selling?
Just he's really in debt with credit card bills, and he's already pulled a HELOC on his home. So and then they reassessed his home, so his taxes went from 4,000 to 9,000, which is a 700 a month difference. So they're putting it onto his monthly mortgage payment with all the credit card debt he's in. So it's just because I like laid a bunch of options for him. I was like, yeah.
All right, hold tight. Let me just fire some more. How much does he owe on the house? On the
He
mortgage?
owes 265.
And how much does he owe on the HELOC?
56,000.
265, so about 315 ish.
Yeah.
And then so the value of his home is somewhere around 800,000.
800 to
775?
900. 800 to 900. There was a home
Got
that
it.
sold for 837, but his has a pool. So it's in Bellflower. Yeah.
Yep. Very cool.
Very cool.
I got time if you want after the call, if you want to run through everything real quick, just to dot your I's and cross your T's. Happy to do so.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you, Scott.
Nice. Okay. So yeah, anyone else have anything, any limiting and anything getting in the way?
Well, you know that I'm waiting for like different zip codes for Zillow Flex, but I do want to jump on Circle Flex. So, and I kind of missed the beginning of these, so I don't really know what the ALMSS stands for. So I probably need to go back and watch some of the other script videos.
Yep.
I just need to find which ones are relevant for that topic. And then I
Yep.
finish videos, and then I can jump in then once I do
Okay.
that.
I would just even if you're waiting for other zips, I would still just get in line. Because once you get turned on, if you want to be paused and you don't want to work, like if you just wanted to focus on, I don't know, Carson is kind of a midpoint. Carson, I don't know if you want to work Compton. We have Compton. They're kind of out that way. We can just turn on specific zip codes for you. I will say that I think last week or gosh, Dennis, help me remember. Was it since we started or was it just in the last? I think it's since we started. We're already at 100 leads.
Yeah. I
Something
think
like that.
we're about to be up there.
Yeah, so we're 3 times over than what our typical allocation is, so it's moving pretty fast. They did set us up saying that we should only expect 35 leads per month for the first 90 days, and we're already just into week 2.5, I want to say, and we're getting close to 100 leads, so it's 3 times what we've had. And right now we only have 6 people in rotation. We're still kind of figuring out because it seems like it's getting lopsided. Like a couple of our agents are getting the lion's share, or their phones ringing more than perhaps others. So we're going to work on balancing that out. And then we've got, we've got Johanna, we've got Sandra, and Gabe's in. Someone else who's ready to jump in, and then after that it's going to be Andrew, and now Danny. So. So we're ready to go. So yep, keep chipping away then, Lorian.
Okay. Yeah, I get
go
nervous
back.
like about because I'm new to California too, like that I don't know those neighborhoods. Like Carson, I don't know at all. So I just get like a little bit like nervous to jump in for those areas.
If I could though, from just something from what I see, yeah, that's important. But I would say your skill set or asking questions and a lot of integrity is going to carry you a long way.
Okay.
Consumers will see that. So it's not always about trying to, being in position to answer every question. It's more from the professional level of just admitting what you don't know, which I think you're great at. And you're one that will figure the answer out and do your due diligence and be punctual enough to call them back with the right answer. I think
Okay.
that'll carry you further than you think.
Well, thank you.
So, yeah. Okay. I'm still kind of getting in the groove of things. So I don't really have anything specific to talk about other than, I guess I'll just just from what I'm researching or seeing, rates tick down a little bit. They are saying that fourth quarter, again, sales are still slow. It's been a little bit slower. I don't know if the last 5 days have picked up a little bit. I'll get some reports today, but I know it was very quiet over the last 3 weeks. Even though people are still putting in sales, people are still buying and selling. Stacy's got a seller appointment this afternoon, so people will always need to buy and sell. And when the rates do drop, it is going to be a tidal wave of opportunities coming our way. So continue to sharpen your skills, be prepared.
I have a
I
general
actually have a situation.
Yep.
Oh, Mary and I do. So we actually got an offer accepted yesterday for one of our buyers. But they are very interested in another house and they placed an offer on the other one.
Mm-hmm.
So we're a little nervous about how to maneuver around that.
Well, it's ultimately up to your clients, whatever position, whatever direction they want to go down. The good news is that you have, I don't know, the contract 17 days, but maybe the seller crunched you down to 10, 12, 14 days. You can back out for any reason within that time frame, even if their deposit's in escrow already.
Okay, that was our concern because they did do a 24-hour EMD. They're
That's
a little
okay.
scared that the house may not appraise. Buyer is okay if it doesn't, if it misses by 5,000-10,000. If it's more than that, of course, they won't go for it.
Are you referring to the first house or the second house?
The first house.
Okay, let's just say all things being equal and they got both deals accepted.
Mm-hmm.
Which one do they want?
The second one. The
Okay.
one that we're
So
waiting to hear on.
let's just say the second one gets, they don't get the counter offer or they don't get it,
Yeah.
but they're in escrow on the first one. Will they stay with it or do they want to pull out?
They'll
They
stay with
will
it.
stay with it if it appraises.
Okay, well, that's something beyond our control. So
Right.
that's going to happen when it happens. But if they don't get the second one accepted, then they are committed to the first one.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And when on the second offer, when are they presenting and when are you expecting, whether it's an acceptance or a counter offer?
They don't have a date yet, so I'm gonna call back today to follow up. So we submitted the offer yesterday,
Got it. And when did it go on the market?
4 days ago.
Okay. And when you sent the offer over, did you ask the listing agent, hey, my client, we're going to submit an offer on this. Just curious, are you going to present offers as they come in, or are you waiting for a specific deadline?
The answer was they didn't have a set time. So
Got
just
it.
to
So if I
submit
were
the
to write,
offer.
okay, so if I were to give you an offer today, what could I tell my client?
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna call him later this morning to see when they're gonna be reviewing and so I can have an answer for the buyer.
That's it, because your buyers right now are in like they're just their heads are all over the place. And so there's a lot of anxiety going on. So try to get as much intel as possible. If the listing agent is very vague in their answers, you got to try to pin them down. And if you want, sometimes it's, hey, look, we wrote this offer, and we've got another one. I'm not sure I would say I'm in escrow with another buyer.
Okay.
or I mean with another seller, because that might freak them out and say, well, why are you going to stay? What makes you, why should I feel that you're going to stay committed to me when you're not committed to the first one? Right. So I'm not sure I'd say that, but I might say that we like one, not as much as yours, but if we don't get a response within 24 hours, we're probably going to write on that one too.
Okay.
Did you write a
Okay.
good offer?
We did.
Specifically,
We did.
what's list price and where'd you come in at?
$799. We went in at
Um,
$865.
Wow. And just curious, just for everyone on this group, how did you get to 865?
We ran comps, and it happened to be when they called. Mary was doing an open house with Patty, so Patty also helped with that. And the
guided
homes
us.
in that area have been selling. They've been hot, so.
Got it. Wow.
Yeah.
Because that's a big jump. That's pretty good. And
So
then
you're
just
saying you ran comps?
yeah.
I was just curious,
Go
did
ahead.
anybody speak to this listing agent in regards to the offers? I'm just curious because I don't think I heard that part.
Yes, Mary's been
And-
speaking to the listing agent.
And when you told her you were coming in at 865, what kind of response did you get?
He's very slow on responding back. So
Where's this property?
It's in La Mirada.
Who's the agent?
His name is Michael. Oh, go back. What's the last name? First name is Michael. Last name, let me look him up.
Okay. When you told him you're coming in at 865, was he excited or was he expecting it to come in at 865 or even higher?
He really had no emotion.
Okay.
His
So
name
this is a great call. So these are the questions I would want to ask the listing agent. I don't like to just submit an offer and go into the blind and just kind of cross my fingers. I want to know if Michael, if I could put together an offer together at 865 today, do you think you would be able to present that within the next 24 hours? Is that possible? Or truly, Michael, what do you think? How is 865? You're listed at 799. I ran the comps. I see the value there. You're probably underpriced it on purpose to get multiple offers. Can I ask, are we the only offer at this point, or do you have others? If I were to come in and my clients were to follow my lead at 865, do you think we could put something together tonight? He's going to fire back and let you know exactly what they're thinking. If you come in with a little bit of empathy and just ask more questions, because I just want everyone to get like a sense of urgency to kind of keep pushing it forward, because we all know how hard it is to get our clients to put the pen to paper first. Secondly, to go 65, 66,000 over list price is also very difficult to do. So when I get clients that follow my lead and they're willing to do what it takes to win in this market, it's our responsibility, everyone on this call, to really drive that home and get through to the listing agent, because you've got a buyer, a motivated buyer. And we all know, especially when you start tinkering around with Zillow or internet leads in general, even open house leads, everyone is very wishy-washy right now. Everyone is saying, I'm going to write, and then they go dark on us.
Yeah.
It's happening a lot right now because they're not sure. It's that affordability. It's that tipping point, the rates and the purchase price. So there are very few, Mary and Rosemary, that are very motivated like you got. So just really stay on top of that listing agent and try to get a response sooner than later to help out your client.
The name is Michael Killam and Dustin Sweeter, both with Keller Williams.
Does it specifically say what Keller Williams office?
It doesn't. It just says Keller
doesn't.
Williams Realty.
Okay. If you can find out which office it is, shoot me text me. Let me know what office. I know all the team leaders in SoCal, so maybe I could help out and put a call in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there other offers on the table?
We don't know.
Oh, okay.
He was very okay. So I called, left a message, never responded. So I started texting him. So it's all been over text.
Got it.
Whenever I'm in that
Is-
scenario, I
is-
just say, I wanted to speak to you. I just wanted to reach out before we submit our offer. I just had a couple questions, and typically you'll get a call right away.
Is his name Miguel?
Okay. No, Michael.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, Dennis is right. So what the goal is to just tell them what they want to hear to get them to respond. So, again, he's not telling them or giving them what he wants. You never really want to give them what they want, which is an offer, without speaking to them first. Because once you do that, you lose all leverage. The power is back in their hand. They already got what they want. Therefore, they don't need to return or call or ask anything. They'll ask when they want to. And then they start shopping your offer. And they start telling the people that were on the fence, hey, I got an offer. I'm going to present it in the next 24 hours. You had mentioned your clients were interested in making an offer as well. If you want to join the party, I need to get that offer within the next 12 hours. See, when they drive the sense of urgency, the fear of loss starts to kick in. And then people start to do things, and that's where the frenzy starts. They get emotionally tied to it. Very cool, though. So back to the original question, Rosemary. You guys are fine. You do want to cut bait as soon as possible, though, because the other poor seller is starting to make emotional moves because they are in escrow with you. And if your clients happen to get this other offer accepted, they're back to ground zero, and they're going to start losing momentum on other potential buyers. But that's not our fault.
Yeah, we feel bad about that. Because they're moving out of state. So the seller's agent's like, are you sure they're in? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. So I mean, I can't tell them, I don't know.
Yeah, this is the tough part because you're playing both sides, but it is what it is, and that's what makes an amazing agent. Because if you can get your client to the one that they really want, and if that one doesn't work out, and you still have plan B ready to go, and I just want to make sure they're still going to be happy with it, because
that was my concern. So I have asked, because at first they kind of made a comment, well, it's behind a busy street. So I asked, okay, do you want to keep looking at other homes? We don't have to proceed with this one. Because you did mention it was behind a busy street, and they're like, oh, no, if we can't get the other one, we want this home. So we went for it.
Fair enough. Very cool. Any questions or comments, or anyone have any other deal questions? Maybe we could help.
How long was the appraisal contingency, if that's their biggest concern?
We did shorten it. Mary, do you remember if we did? I think 7 days.
7 days.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
good. We'll get an answer fast.
But you probably didn't order the appraisal yet, though, right? You're telling the lender to hold tight.
No, our lender is aware of the situation, and we're gonna try to get that like even before inspection.
Got it. Okay. So they're kind of moving forward. So based on that, it tells me that they do really like the house. Option one. I might I'm not trying to kill deal two, but I would take this opportunity knowing that they're still moving forward with the appraisal. They've already are coming out of pocket $600 for the appraisal. I might just share and say, hey, for what this is worth, offer number two, the listing agent is very vague. They do not return our calls. Communication is less than. The only way I'm able to get a response is if I text him. He's playing a tough hand of poker, so take that for what it's worth. I don't even know when they're going to, try again to see when they're going to meet to present your offer. But if he's not getting back to you and he's dragging his feet, I would share all of that with my client, because that should come into play with their decision. He's basically demonstrating what it's going to look like when you do the appraisal, when you do the request for repairs, when he doesn't submit the seller disclosures on time, you know, these are all signs of what it would look like to work with him.
Okay.
Okay,
Which will
thank
be a
you.
stressful 30 days. All right. All right. Anything else? Yeah. Okay.
I have a question. It's just a general question. I'm so curious about people's experience with having like a listing and then also buyers and having to work with both on on weekends and how you manage that. Like as one person, if you're a team, I get it. But if you're one person, how does that work out?
I think you really just have to start scheduling Wednesdays, and then you want to prior like it really just comes down to the schedule, the way you time block, you manage your time, and I know it's possible, but I really just on those busy weekends, you time block your morning, your afternoon, and then I like to do it like in when you map out the showings, you map it like I like to start out further and then work my way back to where I'm going next, whether it's home or to the next appointment. So you have to be strategic to that point too. You can't just schedule the appointments wherever. You have to
Mhm.
map it out and then basically manage your time that way.
Yeah, it
That's
seems
my
like it would be
suggestion.
a hard thing to do with open houses that you were hosting, you know?
True.
Here's what my schedule looked like for the first 2 years in the business. Open houses are non-negotiable because that was my lead gen lever.
Mm.
So 12 to 4 o'clock, I was always committed Saturday and Sunday if I wasn't even doing it during the weekday. 12 to 4 on Saturday, Sundays, which gave me time to show properties from one slot from 10 o'clock starting to 11:30, and then from 4:30 till 6 or till after my open houses. So I would tell my clients, I already have an appointment during that. If they wanted to go see it at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, I already have an appointment at that time. I can make it 4 o'clock if that works for you. People will follow your lead when you provide enough value. They will want to stay committed to you. Don't think that you guys have to drop everything and cancel to start running around with your head cut off, because then you don't run the full play. You don't have your folders ready. You don't have the printouts ready because you didn't have time to go to a printer or Kinko's or the office or home for that matter. One thing and look, I'm speaking from experience. I did all of that. And what happens is every time I would try to go out on a limb to provide value, it would always backfire because I was never prepared. And then it would show up that way. And they could tell I was stressed out. So just like a Zillow lead, if it's, you pick up a Zillow call, it's 9 o'clock now and they want to go see 123 Main Street at 10 o'clock. Okay, let me go see if I can make that happen for you. If that doesn't work for you, what other time works best for you? I don't even call the agent and ask for 10 o'clock. I am not going to start jumping in the shower and, freaking out, stressed out, don't even know anything about the property to go meet him at 10 o'clock because I'm already behind the 8 ball and it's going to show up. Schedule the time that works best for you when you can go with level-headed, A game on, ready to rock and roll. And Dennis is right. It's all coming down to time blocking. If it's not in the calendar, it doesn't exist. If you must erase, you must replace. You got to start playing by these mottos. You got to live by these rules.
It's an uncomfortable feeling when you're like scrambling, like Scott says. I don't think it's fair to you, me, and it's not fair to your consumer because you don't show up as your A game. And I feel like I've lost clients just trying to be that guy that just shows up last, like on the spot. But then, like he said, I'm not ready. My head is like, I'm kind of pissed off that I moved like I remember what, like a couple weeks ago, I might have like cut breakfast short just to go, and like, so just stuff like that.
Is that specifically what your question was though? Kind of because you've got a listing who also needs to buy.
Yeah, I
And
was
so,
well, I was thinking in particular to the situation I'm about to get into because I have the listing appointment on Thursday. I mean, I think he already said I'm looking forward to working with you, so I think I got it. And he does want
mhm.
to buy, but I was thinking like if I try to jump into let's say Circle Flex or something right now, and then it's like I have to, be going to Carson or wherever, on the weekends, but there's open houses. Like, how do people do that? It's just like
Okay.
how are all these agents
Let me
doing
just add some color to this. You know the saying, sometimes we just get in our own way.
that? Mhm.
You're kind of doing that. You're just getting
You
in
just
your own
work
way
it
for
out as it
hypotheticals.
happens.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, yeah.
You are smart enough, diligent enough to figure it out. And these are great problems to have.
Mhm.
Cross that bridge when you get there.
You got to embrace it. Just walk in the line of fire.
Mhm.
And this is just, again, the sayings are stepping out of the comfort zone. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. This is it. This is just leveling up and trying to keep three. You got three balls in the air right now. There will be four. There will be five. There will be six. And you may drop one at one point. But you're just gradually raising the bar to get to the level of where you want. Because I know your goals and where you want to go. And playing it safe is not going to get there.
Got
Embrace
it.
it. Just
Mhm.
trust the process.
Thanks.
This is where
If I can jump in real quick, Scott. It's definitely how Dennis kind of brings it up, Lori, because I mean I do project management with construction and I set myself completely to what it is. I have solar clients, I have project management, and I have real estate. And make sure that I set it up. Mondays and Fridays are specifically for this. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays are specifically for this. And I know sometimes things can shift, right? Things can definitely shift and as you have your own businesses. But it's more the aspect of setting the tone of what days are for what, because that way you're not really scrambling everywhere. If the day is for this and it calls and maybe something pops in, then definitely you can squeeze it in. But leaving it exactly for what is, these days are going to dedicate for this hour from this hour, all of that, and just structuring it that way, it helps you schedule everything in without having to go from one thing to another. And if you kind of try to stick to that, again, it can vary because things come in and out. But if you stick to it, this is exactly what's going to happen. And I know I get the same thing. Like Circle Flex, sometimes I get things from Venus and them, and I let them know. I will get to this call by 4 p.m. of today because I'm still doing project management. I will get to this. Like it's just constant the communication. Everyone is okay as long as you communicate. As long as you let them know, I'll get back to you. As long as you let them know, give me about 1 hour. I think all of that chicks. I did that with Rafael too. I'm like, can I give you a call in about 2 hours? And he's like, don't worry. I'm like, okay, because I'm all the way in Joshua Tree. Have this, 2:30 I'll call or whatever it is or after. And I think that's what counts the most: the communication and letting them know around what time you can get back to them, because that's key. Tomorrow, whatever it is, but at least they're in communication of when you can get back to them or do or schedule and all of that.
Mhm.
just in addition to transition from when would you like to see it, when would you like to I've got this time or this time available. Which works best for you? I know most of us are all wired to just say, oh, sure, like we want to be there. We want to service them when they want to. You're going to get to a point where that's not possible. And you basically will have your calendar open. You're going to look, I've got, like, if, I'm a week out. This whole week is committed already. So if they want to see something or do something, it's like, oh, I've got next Tuesday. Now that doesn't really fly if I'm helping people buy or sell. So I'll leverage it with someone on this call or Dennis or someone and flip it over because they're probably not going to wait that long.
And then, Lorian, if I can add, when you are scheduling them out on your time, it's not, I'm sorry, or it's still, the tone of voice is still excited. Oh my God, yeah, I can definitely do that. What works best for you? 2 or 3 o'clock this afternoon, right? Because right now you can't. So it's not, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I can't do it right now. Let me. No. It's still the excited, right? You're still excited to show them. You still want to. The tone of voice, I think, is super important when you're setting that up. and they keep that excitement until that time or the next day till you can, you know, get to show them.
I think I'm like that already just because corporate America, you have to like, you'll be in meetings. You can't even like go to the bathroom or, you know,
Mhm.
you'll be in meetings the whole day. So I used to just pull these tactics anyway in
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
lifestyle. So I'm just gonna keep at it, you know. I would
Yeah.
even put fake calendar invites on my fake meetings on my calendar just so it's like it's a break. Like I need, you know, I need to
Yeah.
do work. Actual like desk work, you know. So I got
Yeah.
it. I just remembered because I had only done you know, so far 2 buyers, and I remember them always being all of the appointments because they're open houses usually on the weekends that you're going to during this like these same exact time block where obviously you would be doing an open house for a listing. So I was just like wondering how people do this, you know?
Good question.
Yeah. Yeah. Good question. Yep. Just leveling up. Okay. Terrific. Well, look forward to getting back in the hunt. I'll have some stuff planned for us on Wednesday. If you're ready to test out, just send us a DM, send me a DM. We'll schedule that on the next call. Otherwise, happy Monday and everyone have a great week.
I
Bye everyone.
Thanks, Scott.
Bye, thank
Yep.
you.